Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a very special episode of Perth's premier podcast, Monkey Sword Fight, with me, your host, Jordan Patrick, and my co-host, Mr. Michael Dodd.
Back like cooked crack. I love it, yes.
We missed him, haven't we, Andy?
I missed you, man.
Oh, I missed you guys too.
Oh, man. It's been a challenge of our talents to try and keep the flow going.
You guys did a fantastic job. I laughed my ass off at all 76 podcasts that you did while I was gone. So it was a really good time. No,
because the quality was going to drop without you, we thought we need to fucking up the production rate, man.
Quantity, not quality. That's what you went for. No, they were really good. They were all good. Yeah, and you had some good guests on as well.
Well, let's go into our first live in about 5 episodes, Words with Dots.
Oh, you're right. Once your words are out, you cannot take them back. Keep them under control. Be particularly careful with sarcasm. The momentary satisfaction you gain with your biting words will be outweighed by the price you pay.
Ooh,
that was a long one.
That's nice.
But that was from the 48 Laws of Power. Been reading that. And there's a lot of good shit in there. I advise reading it. Yeah.
Also, we have a very, very, very special guest. Guest host. I'm not going to call him a guest.
Yeah. The pioneer.
One of the founding fathers.
Podcast pioneer.
Perth's premier podcast. Podcast. Mr. Matthew McEwan.
Thanks.
How are you, brother?
I'm good.
You should have got you to say, it is me, I am here.
You should have.
Is that what...
Well, that's what you started with the last episode, and then for and then almost every episode afterwards, Mike tried to say the exact same thing without actually listening back.
We should give a little background, though, because somebody was asking for... I saw someone come into someone was in our DMs.
Really?
And was saying that they wanted to listen to the podcast before 16. Mm-hmm. And Matt would have been in podcast number 1. Matt would have been there. He was the original. He's the OG.
I will stick this in here. If you search Monkey Sword Fight on iTunes, the original bumpers episodes are still there.
Yes.
And they're the ones that they were 1 to 15 before we changed onto Podbean and had to change the channel.
Yeah.
But me and Matt started this off a year ago in Chuff's living room. Talked for 20 minutes about feminism.
Yeah.
I was going to say, do you remember what you talked about? I remember Star Wars, some part of it.
It was Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So,
Wonder Woman.
But then Matt went and upped and moved sticks to the People's Republic of China.
Yes,
is that right?
Is it Communist Republic of China?
Communist Republic of China.
Yeah, I think.
Is it still a republic if the guy puts himself in charge forever?
Technically, I really don't know. I don't do politics in Scotland.
Matt's afraid to
Fuck all
speak.
about politics in China.
But so Matt's going to join us back for this very special birthday episode. Let's everyone toast again.
Smack him up.
Cheers.
Happy birthday, guys.
Cheers. 1 year.
Put up a nice post. We've been saying it every episode, but it's been a fantastic year and it's been excellent for numbers, people listening. Everyone's been flipping tremendous.
Yeah.
With the feedback and everyone's got engaged. We're all currently wearing party hats.
We are.
And Max looking like the world's worst children entertainer.
I'm over here at a party, mate, and being produced.
He looks like the Unabomber was going to his kids' party.
I'm just a bit tired today.
We all ended up on a bit of a separate sessions. There was a small poker night at my flat yesterday that went on a bit later.
Quickly escalated to...
Than it was supposed to be.
I got hustled by Anthony.
Dan ended up winning.
Oh, did he?
But he bought pizza with everyone with his winnings. So he was a good guy. So what we'll do?
I'll just take my £2.50 back then, so I can get pizza. No.
Well, we'll jump in. We'll do a bit of feedback as we always do. Obviously, you have the usual channels. You can get at us on monkeyswordfightpodcast@gmail.com. We are on Twitter at MSF_podcast, Facebook Monkey Sword Fight Podcast, and the Instagram Mikey Dots has it ready and prepared.
I never do.
No, he doesn't.
I'm on a social media kind of cleanse right now, so that's the only one I have on my phone.
A cleanse?
Yes. It is Monkey Sword Fight Podcast, all one word crammed together.
Excellent. So get us with your comments, likes, opinions, and views. I had a few takes from...
Do you have a hashtag? You have like a
hashtag
MSF?
MSF.
Yeah.
Oh, we should do that actually. Yeah. Fuck's sake, comes back in strong.
Put it in.
Hashtag MSF. Put on your points. We got some feedback from a friend of the show and Matthew's uncle, Mark Grinley, who informed me a couple of facts. He works for Shell, not BP.
Okay.
He's really enjoying listening to the episodes. He's binged about 10 of them. He's also recommended based on an episode we talked about Facebook, who said, who actually reads the terms and conditions, and you just clicked accept. I don't know if you've seen it, but Dave Gorman's Modern Life is goodish. You can watch it on UK TV Play, first season. Really funny bits to do with Boris bikes and all that type of kind of. So Mike's really enjoying the show. Mark, sorry, I've had it. Mark's really enjoying the show, so thank you, Mark. Who else did we have?
Ali Cook had some feedback.
Ali Cook did a pretty extensive one on the doping in sport, I believe.
Yeah.
Because I had feedback on his feedback.
Feedback on the feedback.
I had feedback on the feedback from
Reback.
Reback.
So I did there.
Double feedback.
Yeah.
We might just find it. Oh, so well prepared.
Yeah, Ali's coming along the lines of sort of just saying, you know, there's a lot. We were saying just get everybody doped up, just fucking full it and just send them out there to compete. But Ali's like, well, obviously here's all these side effects and things that you might want to consider with that. I'm really not in the state of mind to be reading all that out.
Well, basically, if you want to see Ali's comment, my mate Rory Tessie said apparently, as per usual, Ali's comments were quite long and well informed. However, my mate Rory commented he was trying not to comment the fact, say, oh, Mike's going on a mission. Fuck him up.
Sorry. Got it.
Rory wanted to type back, do you even type, bro? Which I thought was quite funny. He also said his opinion on this is mandatory steroid injections and tested to ensure that they are taking enough. So it's a regulated steroid intake to make sure that people are getting their optimum levels and what they need of the right drugs.
Yeah.
However, I would probably argue on that, he's mugging you off that fly. I would probably argue that people are always going to try and get the competitive edge. So if you say you can take X amount of this, people will then go and take X and Y and hide the Y. That was my opinion anyway. But you know, we're all good. Any other feedback from people?
Yeah, while I was stateside, it was good to hear a lot of people say that they listened to the podcast. I didn't think that many of my friends. I thought Dan was the only guy.
How is Dan?
Listening to
Good
it.
friend,
Dan is good. Dan is good. Feedback from Dan. He said he was really pleased with me saying he was an accomplished wrestler. Got that totally backwards. He didn't win a match in high school, but he could still probably out wrestle you or I, probably at the same time.
I don't know.
He's a big dude.
He is a big dude. I'm also a big dude.
He liked it. My friend Matt, he also listened to it. He says he loved it. He says he doesn't like when we talk about the podcast on the podcast.
That's fair enough.
But it's kind of like breaking down the fourth wall, you know what I mean? Letting people in.
Yeah,
letting them see how the sausage is packed, you know?
Sausage.
How the chocolate is made. Yeah, but no, that's about it. That was all the feedback I had. But everyone was really positive. It was good to hear people actually saying that they listened to it. I didn't think many of my friends listened.
Yeah, no, I'm starting to get surprised when people say nice things. I'm like, oh fuck, people are actually starting to listen.
You like me?
Sorry, Matt, we are talking about the podcast on the podcast.
Yes,
but to be fair, you were part of that conversation, so
yeah,
enjoy.
He says that he likes our dynamic. He kind of likes how it's kind of like the American and the British thing. Like
Scottish.
He likes that Scottish thing. Sorry. So yeah, it was
Nice.
cool.
I'm going to unbutton my shirt.
And then also something else he said, which I thought was going to would put them off. He's like he even enjoyed the soccer stuff that we talk about, and I don't think he's a real big soccer fan.
See, I think it goes for I can listen if someone talks about something passionately.
Yeah.
Even if I know nothing about it, I can enjoy listening to them talk about it. It's like for Joe Rogan, for instance, he talks about MMA and jiu-jitsu in a way that's deeper than my knowledge goes, but I enjoy listening to him say those things because it then gives me an impetus to go and maybe learn a little bit more, because I don't think I was as into American football until I started hanging about with you a bit more. Like, I like playing it now, but now I actually enjoy watching it.
I think a great example of what you're saying about people being passionate about it and it makes you want to listen is the Badlands guys, because that was something else that came up when I was in America. They were like, even the barber guys, he's like, it makes me want to go there. Someone actually went to their Instagram page.
Oh, really?
And checked it out. They were like, if I was there, I would definitely go get my hair cut there.
Yes!
I was like, that's fucking crazy.
Amazing. So good, man.
Across the ocean, and people want to come over here and get their hair cut by the Badlands boys.
Fucking chin strap is killing me right now. I won't take it off though.
Don't take it off.
Right, well, yeah, let's see. So we're joined by co-founder of the podcast, Matthew McEwan.
That's me. That is me.
Returned back from a year in China.
Yeah.
Big jump. So we'll jump back because I don't know how much we talked about it, man. So talk us through how the actual you going to China started. Just where you were before, what you were doing before, and what made you want to do that, because that's a big fucking change. Even at 27?
27 we left, 28 now. So I was working in Fife as a teacher, PE teacher, working with kids and pupils who had been removed from mainstream school. So if the kids were at risk or weren't receiving the kind of education that they deserved to receive, due to big class sizes and things like that, they came to our kind of small centre. So we didn't have bad kids, but we had very challenging kids. So yeah, that's where I was. And we were looking for, me and Vicky, my girlfriend, we're just looking for something different, a bit of excitement. Absolutely 100% didn't want to move to China. Sent out a lot of CVs, applied for a lot of jobs, didn't get any feedback or job offers. Adamantly still didn't want to move to China, and eventually caved and moved to China.
So wait, you didn't want to go to China?
Oh no, it was like the only place we didn't want to go, because I was like with a recruitment company.
Yeah.
And the guy's emailing saying, China's where the jobs are, China's good, you'll like China. I'm going, I don't want to move fucking China, man. Like, I don't want to move to China. He's like, it's there. And he's like, if you want a job, you have to move to China. I was like, okay, I'll think about it. And then, due to kind of lack of options, it turned out to be China.
Because China gets, I think, politically and humanitarianly, that's not a word, but everyone knows what I mean.
Let's roll with it.
It doesn't have the best rep.
No. It doesn't, but I think it's due to lack of information. I think China do themselves a disservice.
Yeah, but
they're very closed off. They don't share a lot of themselves with the world. But if they did, I think people would have a far better opinion. So I think if they were more open, it would actually work in their favour.
I think I said this to you last week. I was like, it's almost impossible to govern a population of that size.
Yeah.
Because what is it? It's like 40 million people or something ridiculous.
It's like 36 million in Beijing.
Well, there you go. That's
city.
one city, man. That's
It's over 1 billion people in
Yeah,
China.
there you go.
It's
That's a sixth.
unreal.
That's a sixth of the
1.4 billion.
That's a
it's
sixth
unreal.
of the world's population, and that'd be impossible to govern in any way that would make everybody happy.
Yeah.
How's your opinions changed off? Because, like you said there yourself, you didn't want to move to China. So you've obviously been there for a year, and you're not showing signs of like not wanting to work there. So how has your opinion changed? Just what the people like? What's the atmosphere like? What's the general?
Yeah, I think it's just much more normal than I thought it was going to be. Like, you picture communism, you picture all that kind of stuff, but you can walk down the street and pick up a beer on the street and drink it on the street, and there's bars and clubs and places to go and see movies, and there's everything you have here. Whereas when you think about communism, and I think everyone's aware that the government heavily control the population and the media they get to see, and you're talking about almost a totalitarian state. But when you go there, it's just a big city.
And I imagine it's maybe a bit easier in a city like Beijing, as opposed to maybe
the more rural places. Yeah, I think so. And I think everyone's a bit more switched on.
Is it a city? Anywhere's a city, innit?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter what country, what nation you're in. A city is a city. It's the hustle and bustle of the movement.
Yeah, that's it. You can drink later. You can drink more. It's a way more fun place to live than I thought. That's probably the biggest thing. I didn't think it'd be fun, but there's a lot of fun to be had, and the people are fantastic.
What's the biggest adjustment you think you've had to make?
No, I've had to adjust coming back. I love it, man. Toilets are the right height. I don't have to tip. Scotland, I have to tiptoe to use a urinal. China, they're built my height. I can see myself in mirrors, not just the top of my head.
That's nice.
I can look down a subway car and see down a subway car, not just people's chins. Like, I'm not a tall guy in China, but fuck, I fit in better.
You're an average size guy.
Yeah, like,
You're not like a short guy.
I had to adjust coming back here. I was like, fuck, I can barely reach door handles here. So.
What about the food? Like, is that...
The food's good. Food's good. I was nervous because I'm not a big fan of Chinese here, but it's just not the same.
It's
at
not
all.
the same, yeah. I read that. Like, it's not... Like, the food that they serve here and in Western countries isn't the same as what they eat.
Well, it's like, for instance, like in Indian food, the tikka masala, or was it the tikka? I think it was the tikka masala. It was invented in Britain because British people couldn't handle traditional curry. So that's why it's so mild. Like, you won't get that in India. It was made over here because remember when you moved over because your girlfriend Vicky is always a vegan. Ugh.
Yeah.
She was wondering how easy it would be to get vegan food over there, but I think it's actually easier over there than it is over here, isn't it?
It is, because there's not a lot of dairy in the diet at all. So when you order things, it's either pretty much meat, veg, or carbs. She can eat veg and carbs, and they still put meat on things. They don't seem to see that it would be a choice not to eat it. Like, she'll try and order a vegetarian dish that's supposed to come with bacon. She'll be like, I don't want the bacon on top. And I'm like, oh yeah, got it. And it comes back with like extra bacon. Yeah. They're like, because it's better. No, this is better. You'll like this more. They're really trying to be nice. Right. They're just trying to be like...
Technically, she's right.
Yeah. And she's speaking like broken Chinese, so the waiter's obviously going, she's saying no bacon. She must mean more bacon.
Yeah. So like, that's a translation.
Because to be fair, who doesn't like a lot of bacon?
I think she must get to the kitchen and the chef's like, no, that can't be right. Let's get it.
She wants less bacon? There's no way that's happening.
No. I've never understood. There's not a situation in my life where I've not thought, I don't want bacon right now.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? I've been to funerals, I've been to weddings, and all I've thought to myself is, you know, really top this off. We've got a bacon roll. Have you learned much? It was Mandarin, innit? Have you learned much Mandarin? Can you get yourself by, or do you just hope that they speak English?
No one speaks English.
Really?
Like,
oh, really?
You just, really, really not. Unless you're drinking like the most Western expat bars, Chinese is just all you're going to get. Yeah. So I can muddle my way through like a food order. All the menus have pictures, so I can point.
Can you drop in like little Chinese sayings and words throughout the rest of the podcast?
Yeah.
Can you say monkey sword fighting in Mandarin?
Absolutely not. Well, I'm going to have learned any of those words for my day-to-day life.
I'm going to Google Translate it right now.
But we should set a timer, and every time the timer goes off, just scream out something in Chinese.
Scream something.
Can we do that?
Ni hao!
Oh, look at you. You're in.
Was it? No, Vicky was trying to teach me like different, because we were watching the World Cup final last week, and Vicky was trying to teach me words. Apparently I've got a good...
Countries.
I can do a good Chinese accent.
Yeah.
I can't remember the words. It was gung lao.
Yeah.
Got to be harsh. Almost racist sounding.
Well, yeah, because a lot of them, if the word has come about later than the creation of the Chinese language, which is a lot of words because it was created fucking ages ago, they just go phonetically. So it just sounds like you're saying the word in a bad Chinese accent. So they just take like phonetic characters that they already have to match it up as much as possible. So Scotland is pronounced Sugalan, England's Ingwa. Panama is Banama. Like they're like, that sounds about right. That kind of works. France is Fagua. They just
Fagua
kind of match.
Fagua blood. Fagua blood.
Fagua.
That would be a completely in joke for us, because whoever was a Chinese simplified. So
you want simplified.
So what about the kids that you teach? What age are they?
So I teach, the school I'm in is from 3 to younger than 1.
Oh.
Nursery. All the way through to graduating year 18.
Okay.
I personally teach grades 7 to 12. So that's roughly in the kind of age 13 to 17 bracket.
Okay.
No, it's an international school, so they're all English-speaking kids, or
all. We can't legally, on our permit, take Chinese passport holders. So everyone on paper is non-Chinese, is foreign. But a lot of the kids have been born in Canada, for example, but moved to China when they were 1 year old, growing up. So they're very Chinese, speak Chinese as a first language, but have the passport to get into us.
Have enough English to be able to communicate with.
But if you were to just look at our school population, it looks like 80% Chinese, but not Chinese.
Yeah.
Then maybe 5% Korean, 5% Japanese, and the rest non-Asian. You know,
is there any issue? You know how there's apparently beef between Scotland and England.
Yeah.
Is there any issues between China and like another country?
Taiwan.
Oh
They
yeah.
hate
Well,
them.
of course. Yeah.
They hate them. Yeah.
Really?
Even our Chinese teacher, like super well educated people, have this weird kind of bias. I can't even give an example off the top of my head, but it's just like a backhand comment, like so Taiwanese.
But that's because China thinks that Taiwan should be part of China.
Yes.
Yeah, and Taiwan really disagrees.
Yeah.
Didn't Trump screw that up somehow?
Probably. I'm just going to try and see this will work. Just a minute.
Monkey sword fight.
All right, no.
That's not Chinese.
That's English.
That's English.
Is that?
Yeah, but that's. Oh wait, I hit the wrong one. Okay, here we go.
猴子剑战斗。
Hozi Jin Dan Do. One more time for the listeners.
猴子剑战斗。
Hozi Jin Dan Do.
Yeah.
Nice, we'll put that up on Facebook for those.
Vicky will be able to write it in character. She's really good. I'm not.
So, have you? Because I know there was people. Vicky had a friend over there already, eh?
Yeah, Claire, who's from Perth, whose sister is the boyfriend girlfriend
Girlfriend.
of Mike Dots.
Is there anything wrong with Kanye?
Kanye. So was it like, was that good already? That must have been quite easy going over that one that you knew people and you could try to integrate into a group of friends. Because that, like I say, because we've been friends since primary one.
Yeah.
So it would have been strange going like had a group of friends, the same sort of people for since primary school.
It's weird being an adult trying to make friends.
Yeah.
Like, no two ways about it. It is hard. It's
You want to start a podcast? That's what I did.
Yeah.
You fucked off the channel that I need friends.
This is funny because I put together quite a bit of what I think is stand-up. It's probably not funny. And part of that is making friends as an adult. Coming over here, I thought it would be easy to make friends. And I was like, holy shit.
Where do you even start?
I'm in Glasgow. Can't even understand these people. And it's tough. It was really tough.
Yeah.
So I can imagine being older than I was coming over here, going over someplace else, and it's like, hey, did you kind of stick with the people that you were working with at first? Kind of say, hey, take me out for a beer.
The only saving grace is that pretty much everyone's in a foreign country. I mean, you coming over here trying to make friends with Glaswegians and Scottish people, they're like, hey man, I've got my friends, I've been here forever.
Yeah.
So at least to land in China, everyone's like, I have no friends. So everyone's on the hunt, everyone's looking. But yeah, it's because everyone's looking.
Yeah.
So I think things happen far more intensely and quickly. There's no preamble or faffing about. It's like, I'd like you, let's go for dinner.
It's like holiday. It's like holiday.
Love Island.
Yeah, it's so easy. It's just like, boom, everyone in an Irish bar. Who are you going to meet up on Tuesday? Like,
Do you know, I think it's like holiday friendships. You know, when you just go on like vacation or holiday with your family, and you would see people your age, and within 2 days you'd be like you've been friends for years because you were both just in a situation where
it's like microcosm of. I think my sister gets that tons on the cruise ships.
Yeah,
because she's away for 6 months at a time. And it's the only people you really interact with, and you form really intense friendships, but always short-lived. Because it's sad.
That's like most of my intense moments. Sorry, chuff. So like coming back over, you said it's been weird to adjust. So like, how strange was it when you came back from a country that's so steeped in its own tradition and history and culture and language? There's not a lot of let's say over here or in England, or maybe so much in London, for example, there's a lot of diversity.
Yeah.
You can come from almost anywhere in the world and you'll be able to go somewhere in London or a big city and find someone or find a place that is your culture.
Yeah.
So going over to a place like China where there was just Chinese culture, how easy was it to settle back in when you came back to Scotland? How was it strange when you got off the plane?
It's
and
almost like
people,
reverse culture shock.
You can read signs, you can understand conversations going on around you.
Yeah. Well, even when we had our layover in Dublin, we stopped for 2 hours. Me and Vicky sat outside in the airport and drunk coffee, sat next to each other and smoked cigarettes and didn't talk to each other for an hour and 40 minutes because we were just listening to everyone talking, like earwigging on conversations, because that's what you just don't get. I mean, after a year of Chinese lessons, I sometimes hear a word that I recognise on the street and I'm like, you've said water. Like, no contact, I don't know if you're going to buy it, I don't know if you're in the sea, I don't know if it's going to rain, but I'm like, water, shui, come back. Shui, water, there you go. So yeah, just to be able to hear people talking, and then the flip side of the coin is people understanding us, which is awkward, because in China you can just slag people off because the level of
look at this fucking dick, just
so low. Like me and Vicky, we walk into the street like, look at those fucking shoes, and then you do it in Edinburgh airport and someone turns around and goes, what, you got nothing? Not your shoes. So yeah, it's been a bit of an adjustment not to just slag people right in front of them.
Sometimes it needs to be done though. It needs to be done.
What the fuck are those, man? What are those?
So what was, I don't know if you asked this already, Joe, but what was the biggest transition? Like, what was the thing that where you were like, oh shit, this is going to take a while to get used to?
To get used to would be...
Besides the language, because I assume that is...
The language is the big one.
Yeah.
And just the directness of, like, Chinese culture.
Okay.
Like, they don't queue, so if you're trying to get to point A, everyone stands as close to it as possible in like a rabble.
Yeah.
And when the space comes up, you kind of slide in, but there's no lines, so it takes you a good while to get used to. If I want to be at the front, I've got to push my way to the front, or people are going to push past me. And it's not an aggressive fight your way to the front. It's just
that's what you got to do.
Yeah, you got to do it. So
that'd be strange because we're British or Scottish, man. We're a polite nation. Like we queue.
They love a queue.
Yeah,
we do.
Love a queue.
Enjoy it. Yeah. So when we first got there, we were standing waiting for service in a restaurant. You know, we'd sit down and it would literally be like 40 minutes and no one had come to the table to take a drinks order or a food order. And then you look around and you realise that everyone else at the table is shouting the waitress. Like, it's just very direct. She's like, why would I waste my time coming to you unless you tell me you're ready? I'm not going to come and check when you're ready to order, shout me.
Yeah.
So it's just a totally different attitude. Like, if you walk straight into a restaurant, sat down and went, waitress! You get your food spat in. Whereas if you don't do it in China, you don't get served.
I'm gonna try it tonight. I'm gonna go down to Witherspoon's.
Yo!
Oh, well, maybe not Witherspoon's. Not Witherspoon's.
I do not click your food, not in Witherspoon's. You
And
don't get your
Paco's.
food.
Suppose you walk up to the till, table
Yeah.
29.
The thing is, like, we're that lazy in Britain. Man, the best thing I've done in Witherspoon's was introduce that app. You didn't even have to get out of your chair now.
So
Boom, 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 boom. And you get like famous
Order the
people like that. Like,
quality
this is the
food from your
table that I'm
house.
at. Folk are sending them shit.
Yeah.
And then you get the tweet that comes out saying, who's sending glasses of milk?
So, what have you missed the most?
Breakfast food. Wholeheartedly and hands down. Breakfast food.
What's a traditional Chinese breakfast? What does that look like?
They do like... Imagine like a doughy stick. Like a churro, but not fried, no sugar.
Oh.
That dipped in warm soy milk. Maybe get a nice boiled egg on the side. Some noodles if you're really hungry.
Yeah.
That's about that.
Sound like a joyless culture.
And yeah, so even if you go out for like, we can go out for brunch and stuff and go to restaurants, so you get like a Mexican or do whatever, but what no one does is like a roll on Lorne, black pudding, fried egg.
Maybe that's your thing. Maybe get a little roach cook somewhere in the corner.
Start
Fry up some
settle
breakfast.
something up.
So you
Smuggle
probably couldn't
some-
get it imported though.
That's the problem.
Yeah, you can't get that.
Like cheese was banned in the country. Cheese imports were banned for like 8 weeks or something. They
Really?
were not letting cheese in the country whatsoever.
God.
Cheese drought.
How would what's the thing you like most about China? What's the thing that like is now like a staple in your lifestyle that you've only started doing since you went to China?
Food wise, I'm always thinking food or just
Just in general, you can do
lifestyle-wise.
you can do-
food first, yeah.
Yeah, food first and then lifestyle after.
Noodle soup is the number one. Pretty much everything comes with a broth, and I love that. And then, yeah, the thing I enjoy most is probably the bluntness of the culture.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if you're in a nice restaurant or a bit of a shithole. Pick up your bowl, slurp those noodles. You know, if you're waiting for a queue, elbow people out the way. If you need service, shout it. Like,
No
just-
fucking around.
Yeah, people are not offended. It's just get your shit done. There's no. There's not a word for
That
please.
sounds
I like
good,
that.
eh? It
It's
sounds
No,
fucking brilliant.
there's
eh?
not a word for please in the language. When you walk in and order coffees, you say, "I want 2 coffees," and they make them. You don't. There's no please. There's no.
Oh, man, that's
it's just
great.
like, this is what I want. Do it. It's your job. It's like, it's good. That's one of the best things I think. Is there's no bullshit with it. It's just
Are there a lot of fat people in China? I feel like there's not a lot of fat people.
so not.
No?
Really not. No. I mean, there's there's big people everywhere, but
But not
few and
like
far
American,
between.
like
Yeah.
Scooter.
Well, that's what you said
No.
to me when you moved over. You're like, I've lost weight because I'm eating out all the time, but it's all non-GMO, non-fat, like proper grown shit.
nice food. Yeah, and nothing's got the dairy. Now, if you want calories,
Stuff over there. If you
it's going to be. Oh, thanks. Yeah, if you did where the calories come from is for the most part like cheese, creamy sauces, like
Ooh, yeah, like
all
that.
that kind of. They just don't. It's not a thing.
Yeah.
Chinese food's just veg, rice, noodles. As a broad generalisation, but
This may sound like a dumb question, but like, let's say you go to the movies. Are there like subtitles, or they say it in American, or
so they have.
American? Sorry, English. Wow, I sounded super fucking.
typical Yank, baby.
You don't speak American?
No, there's a movie theatre just behind our house. We haven't been yet.
Yeah.
So they'll show maybe 2 English films a month or something like that.
All right.
Chinese government's quite heavy on what films they let being shown in the country. There was quite a bit of controversy recently. It was like an Oscar nominated or something. It was Call Me By Your Name.
Is that the gay one? Was
It's
it
a
not?
coming of age story
Yeah.
about a young boy and he's gay and it's like his first love and it's a guy. There was a film festival in Beijing, massive one, and that wasn't allowed to be shown.
Is that as homosexuality frowned upon in China? Like?
I don't even think it's frowned upon. It's more just in the dark ages of don't ask, don't tell.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not.
Yeah.
It's not going to be punished or there's nothing like that. But it's like
Still
we don't want to see it. We
a
don't.
few steps behind.
Yeah.
See, I just pulled something up there about the filmmaking industry in China, and they're saying there's 3 big no-nos. So, no gay love stories,
Yep.
no ghosts,
Oh, really?
No, they did.
Well, they take ghosts
You
very
can't, you're
seriously.
also not allowed to talk about time travel. Time travel,
Really?
completely off topic, because Google it. I don't know what the story is exactly, but something about you might go back and change the regime and what's put in place. But time travel is like a big no-no. I don't know if it's in films or also Peppa Pig's banned.
Good. She's a cunt, man. I fucking hate Peppa Pig.
She's not a cow, she's a pig.
She's still a wee cow.
She's a wee cunt is what she is,
Oh
Andrew.
my goodness.
Yeah, saying, I'm sorry, I've just googled that there, Matt. So they block all movies about time travel, saying, as you said, it disrespects history.
Yeah.
And that's-
Disrespect.
Fuck off, man. Back to the Future 1, 2 and 3. They all still stand up. I watched them last year with the wee man and they're all tremendous.
They clearly haven't seen that Ninja Turtles movie where they go back in time. Is that Ninja Turtles 3 or 4?
Oh yeah,
I'm kidding.
that one
It's
with,
shit. It's a terrible movie.
is that one with Vanilla Ice? Ninja Rap.
No, that's the second
one.
one. Yeah, so it must have been the third one where they go back in time in China, actually.
That's showing your age as well because there's now been 2 new ones in the reboot series.
I
as
know,
well.
Yeah,
and they're great.
Yeah, they're
They
actually
are.
not bad.
Yeah.
I was gonna have like a final.
But subtitles, they
used to
even
hate subtitles.
all movies are subtitled in Chinese. Even Chinese-made movies for Chinese people have subtitles.
All right.
Because you can imagine what the difference in dialect is between Perth and Dundee. Imagine you've got 1 billion people spread out over a country that size. Most of the language doesn't sound like.
See, that's what we never get about other countries and other languages. We don't appreciate the subtleties in the dialect.
Yeah.
You know, like, we're here in the UK, somebody from Newcastle sounds totally different from somebody from Liverpool.
Yeah,
Even though they're
but
over
the thing is,
100 miles
at
across.
least in the UK it's slang terms rather than actual structural differences.
Well, no.
And the same in Chinese, but the slang terms and the accents can be hugely different.
Really?
Ah, yeah.
Can
Even here.
you pick them up now, like when you're in China?
No, not even a little bit. I think we speak Chinese like Beijingers. There's like little things like a word ends in N. Beijingers turn it into like an R.
Is that the actual term, Beijinger?
Beijinger? Yeah, it's like that.
Sounds like a weird word for erection, eh?
Yeah.
I've
You
got
guys know we
absolute...
Beijinger.
Don't like Beijing around.
But yeah, so the Beijing accent is a bit like if Glasgow's a bit mankier than an Edinburgh accent, Beijing's a lot mankier than a Shanghai accent.
Right.
So words like PN means slice, but in Beijing you ask for a piar.
Piar.
It's like gross,
No,
just
but
this
then that would
groggy
be
like piar.
somebody in England saying, come on back to my house, whereas we would say, come on back to my house.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But it's those little fine
the
subtle
little-
differences in
Yeah.
the word. Yeah.
What's your favourite? Because I know you have done a lot of travelling around China, and we've done some touristy bits, have you not?
Oh, we've done lots of touristy stuff in Beijing.
Yeah. What's your favourite touristy thing that you've done?
It would have to be the Great Wall of China, I think. We've been to probably 5 or 6 different parts of it, and some of them are like super wild. You can hike for like 7-8 hours, not bump into another person. And then there's another bit that we went when Dan and Rona were over, and you get like a ski lift up, walk along a fully restored part of the wall that has a coffee shop on it and toilets, and then you get a toboggan back down.
Oh.
So it's like, and it's the easiest bit to get to. So they've obviously put a ton of money into making it as accessible as possible.
I think I'd be pissed off if I got to the top of the Great Wall of China and I saw a Starbucks. I'd be annoyed.
Yeah, I think it's the only thing I know. I watched half of that film where
Oh, Matt Damon.
that
Matt
was
Damon.
so fucking bad.
Wait, what movie was that?
The Great Wall.
The Great Wall.
It was called. It was about like every 600 years this army of monsters attacks the wall, and that's why the Chinese built it.
Yeah.
It's terrible. You went and seen the Jade Army. When
The Terracotta Warriors.
Terracotta Warriors, is it? Is
Absolutely.
That, does Jade Army, did I just make that up?
I think it's just a super racist thing you've assumed there, yeah.
I'm sure that's what it's called.
Jade being the main export in a
That's
pizza.
it, Jade Army, right?
Beat that out. It's a Chinese place, actually.
Well, I'm not being Chinese Terracotta Warriors, sorry. So
Yeah.
that's always been something that's fascinated me because it was only discovered in like the 70s. I don't know if Andy, can you check when they were?
Yep, I'll just bring that up.
It's mental because they're all like individual, like no two look the same. Or
Yeah, it wasn't a mould, it wasn't a cast. They were each individually built.
Did they know why they did it? Was it?
Yeah, it was the emperor took over at age 13 and wanted to, almost like the Egyptians, you know, they were buried with all their riches and stuff for the afterlife. Much the same idea. So going into the afterlife, he wanted to have the protection of an army. So he's built something like 40,000 warriors to protect him.
Is it that big?
I think it might be.
It dates back to, well, first of all, it dates back to 210 BCE. But it was only discovered in March 1974 by farmers who were digging a water well.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. And
You can actually
how many
meet the
was there?
farmer if you go there. He just
Really?
sits all days and gets photographs and signs autographs.
Yeah.
He's like,
he must have made a fucking fortune.
aye.
How many of them is there? Does it say?
I've not got a number here. They reckon the actual project itself included around about 700,000 workers at the time. But I don't have a
Shit
number.
like
on
that
how
blows
many
my mind.
it
It's
is.
the same like
Find
Egypt,
out.
like, but we don't know half as much as we should about Egypt because the Catholics burned down the library in Alexandria, which apparently housed
All the
all the information, all the records about how the Egyptians did what they were doing. Because apparently, something like if we were to use modern technology to build the pyramids and the Sphinx, it would take something ridiculous, like 1,000 years to
Yeah, I
finish.
had this conversation recently, yeah. People were like, it must be aliens. And I was like,
But
oh,
look,
maybe
in
they
those
had the
days,
tools.
they didn't have fucking satellite TV and mobile phones. They had nothing else to fucking do but fucking build shit.
Build.
That's what I'm saying.
He also had tens of thousands of people working 24 hours a day. There's no work laws, there's no regulations.
It's funny you say that because I remember I went to Dubai and they don't give a shit. They were just working throughout the day, and every time I went out on my balcony, we were there for like 6 days. Every time I went on my balcony, there was a huge chunk of the hotel built across the road. And I was like, oh, they're working their asses over
Yeah,
this
man,
heat.
so you know, like in Egypt, like it's built underneath the constellations as well. Like they've managed to like pinpoint it.
It's all aligned with the stars.
Yeah, it blows my fucking. I watched a documentary on Egypt years ago, and I was just sitting there with John for the real time. Like,
That is wild.
To answer your question, 8,000 warriors.
8,000. 40,000 was
split-
That's crazy.
Split into like sort of 3 pits, is that right?
Yeah, there's where they're digging up, yeah. I think pit one's the big one.
Sorry, they're still discovering more stuff as they go now.
Yeah, so what
That's
they've done is
good.
stop
That's good.
digging them up. So pit one's pretty much fully excavated. Pit two's kind of in the process. Pit 3, they're not digging up until they've got the technology to preserve them properly.
Okay.
Because they were all painted. Like every single one of them was painted, and when they took them out the ground,
That's
the paint
insane.
like disintegrated and evaporated. So now they're not digging anything else up until it's ready. What's really cool is that his tomb is also there, the Emperor, and they've 3D scanned it, and it's completely intact. So the Terracotta Warriors had caved in on itself, that's why they're all broken. His tomb is completely intact, and the way that it's talked about in like how it was written about in history, he has like mountains inside his tomb built out of marble. He has a full river running through his tomb that's mercury. He has like all the gold he accumulated through his life. The stars are diamonds in the roof. There's like it's supposed to be unreal.
Can you not actually see it?
They're not excavating it. They're not going in because they don't want to.
Oh, that's going to be nuts. When
It's
they get
going
into
to
that.
be insane
When
they
Donald Trump
go in.
actually goes over there and takes over China, he's going to chisel
So
it himself.
are they waiting until they've got the technology to do that
Yeah.
as well? Fuck, man.
So they're using the pit 3 of the Warriors to kind of be like, what can we do? How good are we?
Yeah.
But they're not touching that until they know they can preserve everything that comes
fuck
out.
aye. Well, I remember, I don't know if Andy, if you can find this, they lent one of the statues to a university in Philadelphia, and one of the students stole a pinky. That was worth
fuck's
like
sake.
the number 3's measures. I don't know if it was like 3,300,000, but this pinky was like, and he just snuck it back in. He was
It was
like,
actually the thumb. It was the thumb, yeah.
Keep us right, Andy.
Just bringing up the story. Outrage in China after American museum visitor, sorry, mate.
Sorry.
broke off the 2,000-year-old Terracotta Warriors thumb and stole it. So China calls to severely punish the thief who damaged the $4.5 million artefact. So that one soldier is valued at 4.5. Now the other thing is they've got them in Liverpool at the moment.
Yeah, they toured like 5 or something of them, really well maintained, well kept, tour the world.
imagine that must be like the scariest, like when you're flying that over, like you must
Guys
have to
that
make
pack them up.
the softest landing in the world. Plus, I've woken up with a fear a few times. I've damaged some stuff, but never a priceless ancient artefact.
The only other thing about the Warriors that was really interesting is he was a bit of a visionary, creating this terracotta army to get buried with him, because prior to that, emperors would be buried with live soldiers to keep them safe in the underworld.
Oh,
so like
fuck.
your generals, your biggest honour is to get buried alive in the tomb of the emperor, and you would die under there. But he only took one person with him when he died, and that was his favourite concubine, like his favourite prostitute.
Oh, shit.
And her biggest honour was that She just got to
That's
sit and
fucking
starve to death
crazy,
underground.
That I was reading 48 Laws of Power. I was somewhere in like the Roman area ages, and they were like, "This guy saved us from these people that were coming to conquer us. How's the best way that we can reward him?" They were like, "Should we make him like the king?" They're like, "No, don't do that. Kill him, and then we'll worship him." And they were like, "Yeah, sacrifice him." And he must have been like, "No, wait, no, don't kill me. Please don't kill me."
Just make me king. I'll take king.
I've always found it's the same as Japanese and Chinese culture. I've always thought sounds fascinating. Just the whole pride.
Yeah.
Like I think this is Japanese, but like Sojun, like the kamikaze pilots. Was it Harikari when he used to stab? There was like stab.
Yeah, the samurai guys.
Yeah, like it would, rather than die
death before dishonor.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Blows my mind. No, well, yes, man, thank you again for talking to us about China, but you're going to stick around and talk some more shit with us.
I'll certainly try.
Yeah. Well, what we can do is we'll talk a wee bit about our very own Mikey Dots.
Yeah.
Took some time travelling back to the homeland.
I love talking about me.
Yeah, man, me too, bro.
Yeah.
Well, we've not talked about you. Well, we've talked about you a couple of times, but not enough, not too much, because we get upset when you weren't here.
I did feel love.
Good, bro. We did miss you, genuinely.
Yeah, it was a
How
good trip.
was it?
It was a really good trip. My daughters must have thought I was crazy because every time I saw something interesting that I could talk about on the show, I would whip my phone out and I tap it in. They're playing in traffic, and I'm like, "Hold on, I got a good topic for." No, it was a really good trip. The first thing I noticed, and I'll put a picture of it on the Facebook page, is it's not really a big thing here, but in America they have these service dogs. Have you seen these where people have to have anxiety or something that goes with them? So when we got off the plane in America, I just want to empty out the kids before we go stand on for passports. They had like this little area for dogs, so it was like fake grass and a little fire hydrant, and they had like little dogs like smiling like on the wall. It was so funny, and I was like, I gotta take a picture of that, which I will post up on the Facebook page. I don't have it up right now.
You heard about other service animals? There's a woman that tried to get her service animal on a flight in the States, and it was a service peacock.
A service peacock? That's
No
ridiculous.
shit.
Come on, fuck, man.
What are we doing?
Yep.
Nah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, right.
I'm really funny, man. I've just literally the notes have just updated with all your.
There's that little service area. I'll put it up there, and I thought the dogs like on the wall were funny. They were just looking into the camera, just kind of like, "Come pee pee here, it's fun."
This is a nice place to be.
I just love it. He's got that topic was written in the notes as place for dogs to shit in airport.
One thing I wanted to ask you about, because I found out while I was over there, did you know that our children got sex ed in school apparently this year?
Yeah, Riley. It was funny, man, because I instantly for years, right? He's
What
9.
age is 9? Primary
4.
4.
That's crazy.
Well, I don't think it's sex ed. It's more of a case of they were identifying your area.
Male and female
Yeah, they were
parts.
just because I remember because I was sitting in the car and I always asked Riley whenever I pick him up, I was like, "What did you do at school today?" I was sitting in the car. I said, "What did you do at school?" He was like, "Don't know if you want to talk about it." I was like, "Oh, what's something?" He was like, "Just talking about boys and girls and stuff." I was like, "Were you talking about penises and vaginas?" And I instantly went because for years, man, I still can't talk to my parents about sex. My mum would try and my mum thinks it's hilarious to just say the word penis and watch me fucking squirm. One thing that always amazed me, I was about 12 or 13. I was watching Comic Relief, and it was when David Beckham and Posh Spice were getting interviewed by Ali G.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And they started talking about filthy stuff, and I just got up and left the room because I was watching with my mum and dad. Ali G said blowjob, I was like, I'm out, fuck it.
Don't need this shit.
But then I found myself when Riley was just, I was like, they talking about penises, I was like, well, pal, we've all got one. But because I was just reading it, I was like, I think it's weird, but I think Megan made this point to you a wee while ago when we were talking about the kids, because obviously you've got daughters, I don't know how big girls, but obviously she was and is a female.
Still.
It's because, still.
Good on her.
Strong,
Good on her.
Yeah, right. But it's I think she was saying the point that because diets are so much better, healthcare is so much better, people are at their optimum. Girls especially are developing earlier.
You're trying to say about my daughters, bro.
Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird when I make a sensible point.
Continue.
Do you know what I mean? But girls are they're growing up faster, biologically. Do you know what I mean? So it's important for them to know the facts and the information about what's because for a guy, all that happens is your balls get lower, your voice goes a bit funny, and you get a little patch of hair above your you're thinking, but nothing really changes.
And you want to masturbate all the time.
Yeah, that's it. You want to hump anything soft.
It hasn't changed.
When does that go away? When does that
I'm
go?
not sure, bro. But with girls, everything changes. Do you know what I mean? Like, your entire physical structure is like.
Well, they sent the boys out of the room, which I thought was pretty interesting. I guess you can't have kids talking about pee-pees and wee-wees, and I'm like, okay,
I'm telling you, right,
the whole time.
I remember, so primary 7 is the only time I remember getting sex ed in primary school. And I don't know if I imagine this, but this is how I remember it clear as day. We were shown a video, and it was like, this is a male penis, and it was like a cartoon drawing of a flaccid male dick. When a male becomes aroused, his penis fills with blood and becomes erect. And I swear to God, this is like, so the floppy penis went, and then it's like, after sex, the penis returns to its original state. And those sound effects have stayed with me my entire life.
Your penis doesn't make that sound? Mine does.
Must be an American thing. I mean, honestly, as well, especially because Scotland has such a Catholic heritage, and I really get annoyed about the fact that Catholic schools still do not teach
Proper sexual education.
They teach Catholic sexual education,
Which
is God's loving plan. Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't have sex unless you're married, and do you know what I mean? Like, it's outdated principles. What we should, it's the same like when we talk about
like a moral responsibility to keep kids safe.
Yeah.
And by not giving them proper advice, you're doing them a serious disservice.
You can't lie to kids. Look, sex is fantastic. Let's not.
Well, I want to go preaching this to my daughters.
No, but what I mean is you want to give them a healthy respect for sex. That look, this will happen. You will do it,
right,
but do it safely. Do you know what I mean? Do not just go. I was going to say fucking around, messing about without doing it. Like you have a responsibility as an adult, as a parent, even just an adult figure in any kid in your life. Because like my kid might not want to talk to me about sex because I'm his dad, but Matt's known Riley since he was born, so he might be more comfortable speaking to his uncle about it.
Well, that's funny you say that, because my daughter, I didn't think she would speak to me anyway about it, but she didn't go to her mom, she went to her grandma about it, she went to Granny about it, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I was like, I'm so happy she didn't go to me about it.
That's right. As long as he's talking, because I wish I'd actually been a bit more comfortable, because I used to speak to my brother about it. My brother's 7 years older than me, so I don't know if he was maybe the best.
My uncle's 7 years older.
But that's good to have an older brother.
Because you don't want to talk about that stuff with your parents, do you know what I mean? But like, I think it's important now, and my mate is a Catholic school teacher, and he tells us about the stuff that he has to teach the kids because that's his job, but he doesn't necessarily agree with the things that he's having that is in the plan.
Curriculum,
So I'm going to try and be as honest as I can with Riley if he has any questions about it, and I'm not going to lie to him and say sex is terrible and if you do it you'll die.
No.
But I'm going to be like, look, as long as you're safe, just carry on. But I think it's the same, like we've talked about drug abuse and stuff like that. Like in Britain it's like, nope, do not do it, you'll be fucked. Whereas in like European countries they're testing the potency of drugs outside nightclubs. Whereas if you're going to do it, at least do it safely. And I think we should have the same attitude to sex.
Yeah, I think it's kind of there, but being safe with it. Maybe not in, you said in the Catholic schools. Don't they go to a Catholic school?
That's what. So that's why we'll probably have a problem when it comes to sex ed, because they'll get taught one thing that the school will teach them.
Yeah.
And
we've got to hope is that they're coming home from school with enough questions. At least if school are doing the bit of getting it out there and talking about it, that they can come home.
The P goes in the V, and
and then they can come home and go. You can give them the real story, but the earlier it's out there, it's cool.
I think so. Yeah, and like you say, because kids are getting so much more information now that like Riley's more mature at 9 years old than I was at 9 years old. Not even so much mature, but he's more well informed.
Just in the know,
Well, he asked me questions about Donald Trump. I'm like, how the fuck do you know who the president of the United States is?
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't tell you the Prime Minister was when I was 9. Well, fucking Scooby.
My daughters always go, Donald Trump trumps his pants. And they go rolling on the floor laughing.
I watched a video, it was that Mr. Cassette, and he'd done one of the mixes, and it was Donald Trump singing Billie Jean. Cassette.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got a video of him walking, they've just rewinded a video of him walking, and it looks like he's been walking. Fucking tremendous. Well, I might be a little bit self-indulgent, but was it Dan was looking forward to hearing the stand-up?
Yes,
my boy Dan.
He was. He thought, after we talked so much about it, he thought that it was going to be at the end of the show or at some point in the show. So, because he's not a big Facebook guy, so maybe we'll maybe after I do mine, we can tag team it.
Yeah, we'll super cut it.
Yeah, we'll put it at the end if Andy doesn't mind.
Yeah, I'm gutted, man, because I'm missing the next blend thing because I'm away with a wee man, so I'm going to have to wait till September.
I got a good one, man. I'm gonna try it out on you guys. Since you're not gonna be here, it's good. I'll try it out.
I'm saying
It's fucking good. I'm not gonna lie.
I've been writing some shit down, so when the next one comes in September, I'm definitely there because I've got a load of shit I want to get out.
Alright.
This is the next. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, never mind.
What?
No, I'll explain why I'm not going to talk about what I was going to talk about after the show.
Okay.
I'm just going to pick interesting ones that you've got here.
Well, I want to go to the Build-A-Bear one because my mom and my everyone gave my daughters cash this time because they were like, you know what, let them go spend it. So we're walking around the mall and they bought ice cream and all this other shit. And we were about to leave and they were like, well, we didn't really buy it. We spent our money. We want to spend our fucking money, Dad. We spend this shit.
America changed those guys.
My mom always used to say, it's burning a hole in your pocket. You got money? It's burning a hole in your pocket.
I was just a sidebar. When we used to go on holiday, I would like spunk my money in 3 days.
Oh yeah.
My little sister would keep it until the last day, and then she'd be like, I might buy this, and she still have 90% of her money left. I'm saying like, what have you got? I goes, I've finished my sweets.
I've got nothing.
And I still now I can't fucking keep money. If I've got money, I'm like,
you gotta spend it.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
So they kept wanting to buy shit. I was like, you could buy this stuff in Scotland. Why don't you buy stuff that? I kept pushing them to do something. And then I was like, all right, if you want to buy it. And I was doing that voice. And he'd be like, oh no, hold on. Dad doesn't want us to buy that shit. Hold on. So then we walked past Build-A-Bear and they were like, we're going in there. Oh. So by this point, they probably had about $100 each. But then they had whittled it down buying bullshit over that time. So then they went in the Build-A-Bear. Have you guys been in the Build-A-Bear before?
Oh yeah.
No, I googled it after.
Holy shit. It's like, we need to open one here. It's a fucking
There's one in
racket.
Glasgow.
It's a racket.
There's one in Glasgow. I'm sure there's one in what's the shopping centre on Chalky Hall Street? The big one. Just when you come out of the train
Smith
station.
something? Is it
The big fucking shopping centre.
O'Brien?
Buchanan Gallery. Yeah, there's one in there.
O'Brien.
There's one in there.
Yeah, it was. I basically paid like £100 for bears. Nothing special about it. They speak, and that's it. That's
You
cool.
can record the voice messages and stuff. Yeah.
But for what? They were like, "Oh, do you want accessories?" And I was like, "All right." And as the ladies pointed out accessory, all I hear is "ching ching." It was a register. It would be funny if you could put register sounds at this point. She was like, "Oh, you can put dresses on them, ching, sneakers, bling." I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I got to the register, and I'm trying not to suck all the fun out of it for them. And they were like, she was like, "It comes to 100," and I was like, "Oh my god!" I almost fell out. My daughter was like, "Dad, you all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. £100 for stuffed
The thing
animals."
is, whoever came up with that thing, because it's like you're paying for the experience. Like, so you can buy those teddies off the internet for a third of the price, but
Yeah.
But it's yours, man. You get to choose every single thing about it.
It is cool.
It is
pretty cool.
That's when I
That's
bought
the
one for a
selling
girlfriend when I was like 16 years old, man, and I felt like a Don, because I'm just like, yeah, just get whatever the fuck you want.
But not that.
You're lucky you let me touch it, boobs.
It is cool the way they do it. They have this big vat of stuffing, and then they hook the bear up to it, and they have a little heart that you put inside, and they made the girls kind of swear it and bless it, and they were like, and they have a little thing that they say. It was like a little seance. A little weird, actually.
A little bit culty.
Yeah, but it was good. It was pretty cool. I think my daughter's already lost one of the $15 shoes, though, so I'm annoyed. I put airplanes aren't made. Sorry, Dan.
Just talking about we lost the shoes. So my boy's been on holiday with his mum's granny for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So we got his mum's old iPhone. Because obviously he had a tablet, but you wanted to play Pokemon Go, so we got like one of those like sim-only deals, 15 quid a month.
Stop playing Pokemon Go.
Oh, he fucking loves it, mate. But like, so we got him his own phone, so he doesn't actually use it, because like I'll text him and I'll get a text back like 3 days later with a one-word response.
Yeah.
But he just wanted it for playing games on, so I got a text him, like he was out there texting every now and again. I got a text from his mum, Riley's phone's not working. He says he's not dropped it, so if you need him, text me. I was like, right, cool, no worries. And then I got a text like 2 days later saying like, he says he might have dropped his phone. And then the next day, 20 minutes later, I got a text saying, now it might have water in it. I was just like, these things are not built for 9-year-olds to have. They're just not. I was just like, the little bag, because she was like, well, I've got my doing. I was like, no money. You can fucking buy his own one if he wants. Like, I've not got phone money.
I'm not fucking paying for that shit.
So I carry on, I just wanted to chuck that in there.
Well, let's go on that, because I left I'm kind of bouncing all over the trip here, but I left my earbuds at my mom's house, and I noticed it like half the way to the airport. And I was like, shit, maybe I can get my niece to bring it back up, bring it out to the airport for me, but she was already gone. So I walked around the airport looking for Apple earbuds, and I was talking to the guy behind the counter who was selling me these overpriced earbuds.
Yep.
And he was like, "Oh, your daughters have phones? I can't believe it. What's the age that you have to get Riley a phone?"
Well, see, like, it was never we never had phones, but that technology was never available.
I think first or second year, mate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
a BT
like,
cell net.
Yeah, but that's when the phones first had the BT cell. The
Mate, the
bubble
hand
shape.
used to come up and wave.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, that was when they first became a thing. When they were an affordable thing. Whereas,
Yeah.
like, I think if phones were as easily accessible now as they were when we were kids, our parents would have given us phones as well.
That's true, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's easy to say, like, if Riley's in a couple of years, if Riley wants to go out by himself,
Yeah.
he can. Like, Riley likes listening to music, so I've got a family plan on Spotify so he can listen to his own music. He likes,
We were getting bought different things. We were getting CD players, and you were
Yeah.
getting bought a camera, and you were getting bought. Now you buy a
That's
phone,
true, you're
and
right.
you've got
and the thing
everything.
is as well, is imagine how terrifying it must have been for your parents. Like, we all think, my mum and dad used to let me go out and do what I wanted. But I bet you for the whole time that you were out with no contact with your parents for 6 hours, every 20 minutes your mum was like, hope we're alright. Whereas now it's a
Didn't come
case
back
of...
when the street lights came on, and
Yeah.
they shattered.
Yeah, whereas,
My mum's sitting there and thank fuck I've got peace for that.
so I think you can't compare it to when we were young, but like,
I got a beeper. I had a beeper at
No way.
Yeah.
that was an American thing. Like,
He was working on Wall Street like 10 years old.
yeah, 10 years old, just panning lines of ching and beeping for.
I had like 4 people that beat me. 2 of them were my parents, and it was my neighbor who would just scream across the window.
How does a beeper actually work? I don't
Yeah,
fully
yeah,
understand
yeah.
beepers.
You would call a number, you had your beeper number, and then it would beep, and then you would type in numbers. So then it would come up so all of my friends, we used our birthdays, so mine is September 24th, so they would type me, I would beat them and type in 924, so they know it was me and would call me. You know what I mean?
Well, I still think we were talking about this, like, I still remember...
So you have to remember everyone's individual number.
That's
I
not
wasn't
weird,
very
man.
popular, so it was only 3 people. So.
Like, Andy, I'm going to ask you to beat this out, but Matt, what was my mum and dad's house phone number?
0173862.
Love a beep.
And his was
What's 60? Who was 60?
Dan.
If I repeat that.
Yeah, so we've got all these individual personal deals, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, that's true. We did
No,
learn
look,
numbers, I
they're saying
suppose.
if you want a pizza and then cut to that number, I'll be phoning up like Pat's
that's what I'm saying. Like, over here,
Yes, we did remember numbers,
I know my mum's mobile number off by heart.
I still know my dad's
mobile number off by
mum's,
heart.
But I remember
Yeah.
my pals' home phone numbers and that from when we were in school.
Yeah.
Phone, mobile
Do you know what I mean? The thing is, but it's like, see anyone after that you
Because you had to know them.
Yes.
If you didn't, you were fucked.
It's
You know
like-
his house phone number?
I do not.
I couldn't even tell you. I didn't even know what
That's
the
what I'm
third
saying.
number
As
is.
soon as
Yeah.
the ability to have the number saved on the device was there,
Yeah.
and I had my thing is because I knew my mum and dad's mobile numbers because I didn't have my own phone.
Yeah.
But as soon as I had my own phone, what the fuck did I need to remember them for?
Yeah.
They're there.
So like I still remember those because they're so ingrained. But yeah, like I say, I do not know Megan's number off by heart.
Absolutely not.
I only just remember my own.
Yeah.
Right, we've got a lot of topics, but we're rolling on. So we jump into
Braw or Naw? Yeah. Braw or Naw? Braw or Naw? Braw or Naw? We got a few this week.
yeah, we did. Well, I've got.
Have we got leftovers from last week?
I think we do. Well, I think I've got one here that Mike typed in.
I was thinking we need to have a spreadsheet to have all the ones that we've done.
Yeah, we should.
Just go back.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna pull Mike up.
Okay.
So last night I had a few beers and a bit of poker.
Yeah.
Mike shows up in a really cool Nirvana t-shirt.
Hell yeah.
It's a nice t-shirt.
Nice, like
Yeah, but he only
thank you,
knows
guys.
one tune.
Okay.
But he really likes it.
I really like that.
But no,
song.
so maybe you know one tune, but I have a problem with people wearing band t-shirts of bands they know nothing about. Now I've got an anecdote that Chuff told me. She used to work in HMV and she was sitting stacking CDs or something one day and there was 2 lassies talking, maybe like 15, 16 at the time. And they were looking at the CDs and the girl had they were looking at the t-shirts and one goes, oh yeah, I really like that band, they're called the Ramones.
Oh no!
And I think
Even
Megan,
I know that.
I think Megan punched herself in the head like 8 times. I was just like things like that. Like, is when you walk into Primark or River Island and they're selling Guns N' Roses t-shirts or Clash t-shirts or Run
Yeah.
DMC t-shirts. I'm like, name me 4 Run DMC songs. I always had a rule: if I didn't like at least 5 songs off of a band,
Yeah.
I couldn't wear their t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
That was like a personal rule for me, like because I thought that I'd given people enough stick about it. So, wearing band t-shirts.
I've got to go the totally opposite way.
Oh yeah, are you going no?
You know me pretty well. I'm not a in-depth person for music.
Mm-hmm.
Was a bit of a chart follower. I like the big hits.
See, to be fair, I'll give Matt this. I've always given Matt this respect. You know, when you were younger, and you would hear a song that was a bit cheesy, and you know none of your pals would like it, so you pretended you hated it.
Yeah.
But you secretly loved it.
Oh yeah.
But then as you get older, you're like, oh well, fuck, I love me some Taylor Swift. Matt's been that guy since we were 12. We used to tear into Matt about his music choice, but he was like, it's good.
Why not? Why not?
And I love Guns N' Roses. I do, but I love Paradise City. I love Sweet Child of Mine, and I love the one about the rain. Like, but I fucking love those songs, and I would wear a t-shirt not only because it's not just about the band.
Well,
it's a kick-ass design. It's a cool t-shirt.
Yes.
Like,
you know what? My other option was
if the t-shirt just said in plain words Guns N' Roses, but that's a shit t-shirt. I'm not gonna wear it anyway.
It's
But
all
like,
about the font.
there were two
It's a
options.
fucking cool t-shirt.
There were two other options I was gonna get, right? So I went with the Nirvana one. There was also the Rolling Stones with the tongue out. That's just a cool shirt.
great
I couldn't name
t-shirt,
you one
yeah.
Rolling Stone song. It's a cool shirt.
Yeah.
Also, Pink Floyd with the it's like the
Prism
triangle,
thing.
the prism
Yeah,
thing.
love that.
That's
I
an
don't know any
awesome
songs.
shirt.
Yeah.
It was. I still may go back and get that. It's an awesome shirt.
See, I just had off thought.
Sorry, I don't think you should be allowed to wear a Dark Side of the Moon t-shirt unless you've listened to Dark Side of the Moon.
People went crazy when
I think me and you are a bit more purist.
you are. You two are.
This
Just
is
for that album, man.
This is just
for that one.
Before we go to the final decision, this is just a sidebar. My old man fucking loves Che Guevara. Like fucking loves Che Guevara.
Yeah.
He's read the Motorcycle Diaries. He's read like countless books and watched documentaries. So he buys the Che Guevara t-shirts. But he finds it really annoying when people just wear a Che Guevara t-shirt and don't know anything about it, because it's completely opposite to what Che Guevara was about. It's a total...
I did that too.
Yeah, well, so did I. Like I read a lot of shit when I was younger. So like, I suppose it goes from here. So we'll go Braw or Naw. So I'm going to say no.
I'm gonna absolutely braw.
I'll go Braw, yeah.
I'm going to stick with these guys, man.
Fair enough. Yeah, this is a democracy, but you're all cunts.
I just want to say, just because we're podcast mates here, I'm gonna have the album downloaded. How long is it going to take for people to go back and crop out that penis on that little baby there?
I know, still going, right? They really.
I know.
Mate,
PC games.
this
come
day
get
and
me.
age.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best introduction album to Nirvana. You want to go there, and then you want to go in utero, and then you want to go back to Bleach.
Okay.
Bleach is still one of my favourites.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's
it's-
a discussion for another day.
The first album I listened to was Unplugged.
Unplugged's a great
That's a
album.
great. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good album.
If you don't enjoy their actual recorded albums, listen to the Unplugged album, because it's a lot more mellow and it's fucking tremendous. Right, I've got one for you, Mike. Here, you put in your notes Oasis.
Oasis, Braw or Naw.
I fucking love Oasis.
Are we talking about the band or the juice?
The big
Just want to clear that up.
Might be the same answer for both, to be fair.
That's true. I
different for me. I'll let you guys think.
I love Oasis, man. I think they're one of those bands that, like, I can only listen to a couple of albums in full, but every album has got a song that I love on it. And live, they are one of my favourite bands that I've ever seen live. Like, they were.
And the same again with music. I think I've seen them live 2 or 3, maybe even 4 times, but I could only sing it in the entirety. 4 songs.
Don't Look Back in Anger,
I
I
love
think,
them.
is one of the
They're
greatest British songs ever written.
It's a good song.
I was loving it. Oh no, I can't talk about it because it was in the World Cup.
Beep, beep, beep. You're going to have to keep that out.
I'm going to have to keep that out, sorry.
Can't say that.
Damn.
But I see, like, what it is, man, it's just, I seen them once, and it was at SACC, and Liam Gallagher's a fanny. Yes, he's a total fanny, but
He's a front man.
yeah, you could not take your eyes off him. At one point, he had this tambourine, and he balanced on top of his head and just stood there like that while the solo was going on. You weren't looking at Noel, you were looking right at fucking Liam.
Doing nothing, just standing. But
Just standing
he
there.
gets you.
It just fucking suits you in.
Yeah.
He's the best rock front man in the last 25 years.
Oh, yeah.
without a doubt.
Definitely.
But the big problem is his voice is shot.
Yeah.
The thing is, saying that,
man. Which is such a shame.
his new album, he's sung to his strengths. He's not tried to go back to what he does. And his new album took me a couple of listens, but it's decent. And it's better than Noel's last album, which I never ever thought I'd say.
But that's why Oasis worked, wasn't it? Because he was the front man with a great musical backup.
Yeah, with someone who can
Like-
write songs.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like Supersonic. Even they wrote themselves an intro tune. Fucking in the Bushes, it's called. And I defy you to listen to the start of Fucking in the Bushes and not want to go out and do a million push-ups or punch somebody or run a mile.
What's it called?
Fucking in the Bushes.
Every
Fucking in the
Saturday
bushes.
when you're standing on the terrace, And then that comes on. And you're like the fucking teas and the coffees.
My mate had one amateur MMA fight, and that was his walkout tune.
Sorry.
I would just come up. We can play the intro because we can review it. We don't have to get copyright. So just play just the first couple of bars.
Alright, hold on. Let me take the Bluetooth off. Can't not move to this shit.
Listen, wait.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah. Like, my mate came out to that as his walk-on tune when he had his cage fight, and there was only like 5 of us that were there for him, but because of his walkout tune, the whole crowd went fucking bananas for him. So when he won the fight, everyone was cheering.
Yeah.
So they write songs like that, and I remember reading a quote from Noel Gallagher's like, their mum was an Catholic Irish woman, and they grew up listening to a lot of the old rebel bands, and he said that's where the Oasis got their fucking like oomph from, like those old like rousing rebel tunes.
Yeah.
So that's why those songs were written for that type of era. So I'm going to say Braw.
I'd have to agree on Braw.
Oh yeah, bro, definitely.
I think they're good, right? Like, I think they're good. I like that song. Sounds good, and I like the two huge songs, of course. I just like. I don't know. Like, people here kind of big them up like they're Michael Jackson. That's kind of like they're good, I think it's probably because it got shut down and they split up, didn't they? Yeah.
I think you kind of had to be from the era. If you watch the Supersonic documentary, they literally came out of nowhere, didn't they? Like they got signed in '94, and in 2 years later they played to 200,000 people. Like literally, and what happened was they played a gig in King Tut's in Glasgow.
Yeah.
And the guy who produces Alan McGee,
Creation Records.
He showed up. I think he only showed up to wind someone up or something. There's a story. He went to that gig just to wind somebody up.
Yeah. And
he's seen them play in King Tut's. And if you've been to King Tut's, it's literally a fucking living room with a stage in it. It's tiny and sweaty. And he walked up afterwards. He's like, "I'm going to sign you." And they were the biggest band in the world.
Oh shit!
My favourite quote, I'm totally fucking sucking off Noel Gallagher, but he got asked at the NME Awards, "Are you happy?" He's like, "I'm happy. I've got £680 million in the bank. I'm about to go on the board at Man City. I've got 3 Rolls Royces. Am I happy? Am I? Fuck, I want more."
He's got that much money, huh?
Oh man, like, well, that's like, if you think in the 90s, it was like everyone was still buying.
Oh, that's
How
true.
much did you say?
It was something that I may have
600 million.
Shit.
Not a
I may have
fucking
fucked it.
chance.
Net worth.
I'll bet he's probably no more than about 60 mil.
Well, check that quote. You had a fuck ton back in the
$60 million
Whoa,
or 45
right in the
million
head.
pounds.
Right.
Macadoodle. What's happening, boys?
Fucking dick. It's the 1 year anniversary. You can fuck off.
Just because I want to get abuse from people, I'll say no for Oasis. Just to kind of
fucking troll.
No, I think that they're good. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, all right, they're cool bands.
It's just like, I think
that's all right.
they were of the time. They were of the nation as well. Do you know what I mean? So they were big in the 90s. I think I caught the tail end of them, and my mum and dad liked them. So I think that's why I remember them.
Yeah.
And it's like there'll be songs that you'll think are massive in America that'll come on at parties or come on at events that'll be classics because they were written by an American. You're like Bruce Springsteen, for instance. You know
Which is also on our list here. We can go into that quickly.
Do it.
Bruce Springsteen, Braw Or Naw.
Braw.
It's the motherfucking boss.
Like anyone can argue with Braw.
The boss.
No, I don't see it.
Touring. He's still doing like 3-hour shows at the age he is.
No, I don't have it like because he's a he's a performer. He's a sensational performer. He's a legend. I just don't enjoy his music.
I don't enjoy his music at all.
Enough.
That's all. I've
Fair
got
enough.
nothing but respect for the guy. Like to be 65-year-old and still doing what he's doing, and he seems like a really stand-up guy, but I don't understand the hype.
Doesn't do it for you.
No, it's the same with Led Zeppelin. I don't understand why everyone's like,
He talks like he's from Tallahassee, Florida or something. He's from Jersey. Jersey, about the people in the heartland. It's like, no, you're from Jersey. Shut
Mind
up.
that time he fingered Monica for friends on stage? I'm going to say
You may be
no.
laughing at Bruce Springsteen, but his net worth is around about $460 million.
Oh, no.
Compared to Noel Gallagher's pissy little 40.
When you've been touring for 50 years, yeah, you're going to get that, yeah.
Listen, he's a man that spoke about working class blue collar workers in the States.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with him as a person. Like, it's just his music doesn't hit me where it tickles.
But
you know
don't
what I
tell me you didn't feel like singing Born USA anytime you hear it. You do not tell me you cannot tap your foot to that.
Yeah. But I couldn't name another song. I've never.
Oh,
It's never.
Dancing in the Dark, another fucking cut. Listen, Bruce Springsteen is Braw.
Doesn't matter what anyone else is. I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say bra.
I'm saying no.
I'm saying Braw.
Bra. Right, we've got. What's the time? What time we
I've got one
at?
for you.
Oh, okay.
People who put holiday countdowns on Facebook, i.e. I'm going on holiday in 1 month, 3 weeks, 16 days, 22 hours, 16 minutes and 19 seconds.
Can I tag on with that as the people who put photos up and say "Take me back"?
Oh, so women, all women.
Yeah. Hot dog their legs. He gives a fuck, Karen.
How's your Monday? Question mark.
Nah.
So you'll be back in my Monday next Monday.
And I'll punch in your throat.
Take me back.
I'll see you next Tuesday.
I'm gonna say no.
Aye.
I'm
Also
going for a
no.
big fat no on that too.
I just always get the impression it's folk just like showing off. Hey, look, we're away to Mexico in fucking.
It's not like you're going to
days.
forget. Like
Yeah,
the day before you go, fuck, that's tomorrow.
And we're all counting it down because we can't wait to see the fucking back of you. It's like it is folk just showing off, though. Isn't it? It's a big no.
Self-indulgence.
Thanks.
We've got one here from Ralph Rogowski.
Oh, we didn't go live this time.
We've not done live for a while now. That's your
Next
job,
time.
usual.
Next time.
We've got Pluke and Blackhead squeezing videos.
Ooh.
Oh mate, I fucking love them. Like,
Yeah.
See when you get a good in when they scoop out a big nasty bit of fucking blackness out of somebody's arm. Feels good.
Cannot look away.
You can't. Even if you're disgusted, it just feels like a cool breeze washing over
Because you want to see how it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst things though are the ones where like they're digging at it and they get it out in chunks.
Aye.
You're like, you want a big
bit
full.
by bit.
There's that one where it's like the guy's got the boil on the inside of his arm and they pop it and it's like,
Big ones, yeah.
good.
Big ones or lots of little ones. You see those ones where you just run across and stuff.
Oh, right. Megan started getting these nose strips. So you put them on your nose and then you wet them and then they dry and they're like tight and round and then you literally have to just slowly peel.
Yeah, I've tried that before.
That's like sex by
I like the ones on the Pimple Popper, the actual Pimple Popper MD Instagram, where she has to kind of score it with the scalpel.
Yeah.
Pop it open. Like, this one's way too big to do in my hand. I gotta cut it open.
We got
Definitely Braw.
Bra. Everyone
Definitely
bra.
bra.
Braw, wow.
Most definitely a Braw, yeah.
One final one then we got from previous guest friend of the show, Matt Hooper.
Hoops.
The new series of Last Chance U. Now, I've not watched the new series yet. Have you heard of Last Chance U? No. So I watched the first series on Netflix where it's like a third division college in America. They play football and basically what they do is they take people that have fallen out of top division colleges because of attitude, behaviour, grades, and they take them in and try and keep them going.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, first series was brilliant. It was a while ago since I watched it, but I'm imagining that Hoops is saying it's Braw, but we won't really go into it because no one else seen it.
Was the first season better than Friday Night Lights? Did you ever watch that?
So this is a documentary. This is an actual
Oh, right,
documentary.
my apologies.
So I'd recommend watching it because it's actually you get quite into it. Because there's these characters and like you think they're going to fuck it up, and then the games are good. It's really well shot. The coach is a bit of a wank hole, but that's what Matt's saying. I think the other coach was the new coach was a bit of an arse. But I'll say Braw because I'm the only one that's seen it. But I recommend a bit of Last Chance U.
Don't get Netflix, pal.
Shite.
4 seasons, 33 total episodes. So,
Well, we've got any more because I know Matt's got to get to his party soon.
We'll do one more since all of us didn't see that one. I think we may have done this early on. But we'll go back to it. Reclining on flights, reclining your seat back on flights.
We did talk about this.
Oh, we did talk about it. Okay, so we'll skip that one. High socks with shorts.
No.
What about? Hold on. What about if they're not like knee-high socks, but kind of like
like a mid-calf?
Mid-calf socks.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, man.
You baited me into that.
If you've got shorts on, you're wearing trainer socks or you're not putting on shorts.
Okay. I agree. I tried it. I can't do it. Okay, so no.
Unless you're a cholo.
it is never acceptable to take ankle socks and then fold them back down over your feet to make ankle socks.
Yeah,
That's
agreed.
not allowed.
I do that
I used to do when I was in
sometimes in the
school. but
Laundry days
as an adult,
sometimes.
I do if I'm going to the gym because if I've been wearing trousers all day, what I'll do is rather than if I can't find trainer socks, I'll roll them down. But
you still got those
fashionably-
lines on your legs where your socks were, so
Mate,
everyone knows
you
rolled
should
them
see how
down.
white my feet are just now. Because I've been rocking socks and trainer socks for the last 6 weeks or whatever this weather's near. My feet are like beacons at the bottom of my legs. It's fucking ridiculous.
Beacons.
I'm going Braw. No, I'm going no on that.
I'm going. I'll go no. I tried it out a few times. Can't do it.
I'm going no.
Right, well, we'll finish up then with our usual feature of what we've been watching or listening to this week.
What have you been watching or listening to this week?
Should we start with our guest, Matt. What were you listening to on the plane ride over here?
What were you watching?
Plane ride, I watched 9 episodes of The Middle.
Good show.
Big fan of The Middle.
Love
yeah,
that show.
love it.
I've always been not too keen because it looked like a shite Malcolm in the Middle, and I didn't like Malcolm in the Middle either.
Oh, wait, that's what I'm thinking about. Malcolm in the Middle.
No.
No,
The Middle.
The Middle. It's got the janitor from Scrubs.
Yeah,
And
no, I didn't see that one. I
like
saw Malcolm in the Middle.
It's easy watching, it's easy enough. But what I did watch was Fast and Furious 7 for the first time. And that's insane. Because in Fast and Furious 1 they were street racers. In Fast and Furious 7 they're hired by the American government to take down a terrorist. And I don't see the link between boy that owns a garage to boy that saves the world.
I've heard one to three are good, 4 shit, and then 5 onward are brilliant.
are just a different film series. It's great, but they're not. It's like different people. So,
And if
yeah.
there's any tunes you've been listening to you want to recommend?
Nah.
Any Chinese artists that you listen to?
Nah, no. No, God, no. No, I get Spotify in China, but the internet's so slow that it's easier to listen to playlists that I've made. So I've been listening to the same songs for a year.
Nice.
And listened to the same songs for 8 years before that, and not very modern. The old music.
That's fine. Mikey Dawes, what about yourself, mate?
I watched when I was in America that new Sacha Baron Cohen show, Who is America?
Oh, is it good?
Is that one he's been making under wraps?
Yes,
Like-
it's good. Like there's parts of it that were kind of cringy because it was like, holy shit, these
That's
people
who he
actually
does.
believe this
Yeah.
shit.
I've seen
but
the Toddlers for Guns, but that
Yeah.
was fucking bananas.
it was alright. I'd give it 5 bananas out of 10.
5 bananas.
Yeah, but it was alright. I'm hoping it gets better on later on in the series. On the plane ride over here, I watched Game Night.
Games Night. Oh,
Holy shit.
phenomenal film.
Very, very funny. You know, saying it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I thought it was hysterical.
The
Yeah.
bit where the guy's elbows bleeding
And the dog is like, I was like, oh my god.
I'll have to watch it.
Ah, it was really good.
it has its moments.
And there was one other movie I watched about killing terrorists in Afghanistan. I forgot what it was called. It was like 12 Soldiers or something like that. Very, very good movie. What I've been listening to, I've just still been listening to Drake actually.
You're still getting into that album.
Yeah, been listening to Drake. Casanova as well. I know, like I said that before, but Casanova I've been listening to, but nothing new, just old shit.
Yeah.
I listened to the new Prodigy song, Need Someone. We've got a new album coming out in November called No Tourists, and the new song is a fucking banger. And because of that, I ended up going down a bit of a Prodigy rabbit hole and listened to like 2 or 3 of their albums through the
A
weekend.
lot of fun to be had with the Prodigy.
Yeah, music for the Jilted Generation, Fat Land, and then I got on to Invaders Must Die. Great album. Other than that, was Ali Cook tagged us all in the video for Brass Against the Machine. Mm-hmm. It's a guitarist, drummer, and a session singer. Can't remember her name, and an entire brass section covering Rage Against the Machine songs. And I listened to like 3 or 4 of them, and they are fucking brilliant. Like it's proper. Like you couldn't go on them all the time, but for that day it was just banging. I also started watching Pulp Fiction again earlier on. I forgot how much I fucking enjoyed that film.
Great movie.
Yeah, man. Just the dialogue, like the actors were all absolutely
I came
perfect.
to watch Pulp Fiction again as like more of an adult. I think I watched it when I was like 16, 17. It was like alright, but I
They
think I
call
probably
it
need to go
Royale
back.
with cheese.
Oh man, that scene with Samuel L. Jackson is just one of my favourite parts of the film ever. So where the guy's talking and he just shoots his pal in the head. He's like, "Well, I'm sorry, you're not finished." And he does the Bible pass. But yeah, that's me this week. Andy Mack, what about yourself?
Let's think. When did I last see you? Tuesday. So I think it was drinking on Wednesday, pissed on Thursday, fucking wrecked last night. So I've done nothing, mate. I've been out doing shows and getting wrecked all week. It's been great.
Yeah, Aldi.
I've not watched anything, mate.
Fuck out. Right, well, we'll wrap up. Matthew, thank you very much for coming back and
Thanks
welcome
for
us up
having
Top Gear Bro. Again, happy birthday to us.
Yay.
It's been an excellent year. Let's hope for many more. Thank you guys for all listening, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. You've all been DOS. Find us on Twitter, MSF_podcast. I am on Facebook. We're on Facebook at Monkeyswordfightpodcast. Email monkeyswordfightpodcast@gmail.com. I am on Twitter at Wagwan Patrice, WAGJUAN.
I'm on Twitter @_MDots. I'm taking a little break though.
Oh, you on the Twitter?
Cleanse.
Yeah, I'm taking a cleanse.
And the Mac.
At Macapella. I'm kind of the same. I've been on a total slack come down after the World Cup ended.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm
Again,
gonna
I've
talk
just
about-
mentioned sports again.
I got the beat that
You got a lot of work to do this week now.
Oh Christ, my head's not in the game today. Thanks for listening.
Matt, got anything you want to share? Any social medias at all?
I don't. Oh, I didn't shout any Chinese, so I could say Zaijian. Which is bye. Goodbye.
Oh,
Zaijian.
Zaijian, see you again. Zaijian.
Cool. Well, again, thank you very much, everyone. Find us, comment, let us know what you think, what you want to talk about. If you think you have something interesting, ask to come on.
Yeah.
We might not say no. Anyway, thank you again. Peace.